So our next class is senior 3. So senior 3, we have 13 topics in total. So we are going to do all activities of integration for the 13 topics. So you see that, as we say that, in some topics you need to give more than 1 or 2 activities of integrations so that you can, in order to capture all the learning outcomes. So our first topic is going to be equation of a straight line. But as I said, for any topic we do, if you want to go in details or lesson per lesson, always visit the playlist. There is a playlist on the channel. You tap it, then you scroll down. You will see different topics, or you see different lessons specifically in different topics that we'll be discussing on the channel. So the equation of a straight line is our first topic in senior 3. What is the competence? The competence is the learner understands and uses linear equations and their graphs. So here, what are the learning outcomes? We have like 5 learning outcomes. The learner understands the relationship between the linear equation and its graph, determines intercepts, determines the gradient of a line, straight line, upright relationship, and then parallel and perpendicular lines, determine the equation of a straight line. So you see that now this one is going to capture some of the learning outcomes. It can't capture all, so that means that I need to give another one to capture the rest. So this one says, a farmer is planting 2 rows of crops along a straight line. The first row follows the line, so this is the first row. Our first row follows the line, 4y minus 3x plus 2 equals to 0. And the second row must be parallel to it, passing through the point 85. The farmer is also concerned in planting the third row to the first row, perpendicular to the first row. The third row must pass through the point that, and it will plant, only if the intercept is greater than 9. Help the farmer find the equation, so the equation of the second row, and determine the equation of the third row. Advise the farmer. So now remember this, the second row, they told us is parallel to this and passes 3.85. First of all, if they are parallel, it means that they have the same gradient. So I first need to get a gradient of this. So you get a gradient by making y the subject. Take this side. It becomes a positive, it becomes a minus. Divide through by 4. 3 over 4 x minus a half. So see that clearly. Our gradient here, m is 3 over 4. Now our second line has the same gradient because they are parallel. Remember we said parallel lines have equal gradients or have the same gradient. So equation of the second row. So now I come and get the equation of the second row. Remember I told us that it passes 3.85. So my gradient still is going to be 3 over 4. Reason, they are parallel. So we can use our formula, y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x1, where y1 and x1, they are these points where the line is passing and m is standing in for the gradient. So this will be my x1, this will be my y1. So y minus 5 x minus 8. So I need to first multiply through by 4 to remove this. So this will be 4y minus 20 equals to 3 now, x minus 24, opening brackets there. So my 4y will be equal to now 3x. Take this the other side, you get now, when I take this, it will be now plus, so it will be now minus 4. So this is the equation of the second row. But they told us, they went on further to tell us that the third row is perpendicular. The third row is perpendicular to the first row. So the third row is perpendicular to the first row. Now we come to the third row. That's its perpendicular. Now we know that for perpendicular lines, m1, m2 equals -1. Now I need to get the gradient of the second line. So I use remember this was the gradient of the first row. So 3 over 4, m2 equals to -1. So there my m2 will be -4 over 3. The reciprocal of that times -1. Okay, so now I know that's that, and the third one must pass through a point, so it must pass through a point 0, 7. Still we say x1. So my y minus, so this is 7, my gradient, into x minus 0. So when I multiply through by 3, this 3 multiplies here, this 3 times this, then this negative 4x, because this will be 0. Rearranging it, I have now my 3y equals negative 4x plus 21 when I take the other side. So divide through by y, by 3, I get negative 4 by 3, x divided here by 3, you get 7. So this is my equation. But notice that is only going to plant, is going to make the third law if the intercept, if the y-intercept is greater than 4. Clearly here, our y-intercept equals to 7, which is greater than 4. Hence, because if it's greater than 4, then it can go on to plant the third row. Hence, he should plant the third row or line of crops. So that was the task, and you have, remember here we said if we were in pattern algebra, we always have to respond to the question. So that's it. Let us go to topic 2.